Ah, that's important field research.
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I am back. Sorry.
It's all good.
Welcome back.
Everything okay?
Just discussing about one of the costumes that I'm wearing.
Oh, okay. Well, if everyone is here, then we can do a quick recap and then get into some things. Iris, are you here?
You have my hammer.
Okay. Then I think that's everybody.
You can't just not. Iris set us up for everyone to do it.
Yeah, you can't just skip over it.
Okay.
Start over.
Okay. Kira.
You have my scythe.
Amy.
And my cards.
Z.
Sure.
No!
And Charlie.
Peanut
I love
gallery.
my wife.
You say I love my wife?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anyway, last time, there was a lot of talking, I believe,
Yeah.
but there was some stuff that got squared away.
Yes.
I don't think there was much else aside from learning a bit about everyone's backstory and planning the route ahead. There is a potential forward plan now.
Yeah, we also, Willow, with the help of Aang donation, made a spell focus for
Right.
Abigail.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Made an impromptu spell focus for Abigail out of a book.
Mm-hmm.
Then and Mr. Talltail slinked away. He finally escaped all of the prying eyes. So he's now retreated into his invisible state.
Yep.
But you guys successfully bedded down and woke up the following day, so you long rested. And did your morning preparations. Everyone got all geared up and ready to go in the morning. And I believe the plan was to investigate this room off to the side here.
Yeah, the agreement that was made was we could spend one more day poking around the dungeons with the ideal of being able to get back up to like ground level by nighttime to camp down there before we left.
Okay.
And also, tail end of it, agreed for Paige to go down the tunnel.
Yes. Paige was going to explore down the tunnel. Did Paige want to do that while this other room exploration was going on, or did she want to watch this happen?
Probably watch this happen, because if shit goes wrong in the tunnel, she wants to be yoinked out.
She wants to make sure that everybody is there to pull the rope at the same time.
Yes. She doesn't weigh much, but speed is of the essence.
Okay. So.
And there's also some random lore drops in Willow's discussion with Odd that we will figure out what it all means later.
There was some good juicy lore there.
Yeah.
But if you want to take us away, Willow, on this little adventure here into this side room, you may. Sister in tow, you have the detector at hand.
Yeah, there is no door for me to open.
Oh, you're right. I forgot it's hidden. There we go. So the door, I will say it is closed, but you can see the outer edge, like the seam and outline of the door, so you can push it as normal. But I'm just opening it so that you can look at it for now. But
I mean, she will wait for Lorelai to like be ready before she swings it open.
Okay. Lorelai is about as ready as she can be. She will cautiously look up at you, Willow, and be like, "Are you sure we shouldn't, I don't know, look around and make sure there's no extra gear we should be wearing or taking with us?"
And Willow just kind of like heads side to side of like, uh, uh, well, would that be ideal? Yes, but if you only have one more day here and we don't exactly know what this is, trying to parse together exactly what we need is going to be a lot.
She puts a hand to her chin and nods. Okay. She hefts the detector up. Do you want to use the detector, or do you want her to wield it?
She seems emotionally attached to this detector.
She's a little attached to the. She thinks it's very cool.
But hold on, let me look at something. I am not used to having hexes, so I need to remember where things are.
Mhm.
Because she can only do this once. I think I do this once per person per day. So she will cast Blood Ward on Lorelai as they are setting up, just kind of very subtly motion over Lorelai as she's looking away. Which means that it's not going to be particularly helpful, I don't think, here, but it's +1 stat bonus to saving throws and AC.
That is going to be useful.
+1 is +1.
It's going to be big. Mm-hmm. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you, because you have an alchemist dedication, you get per day some number of little concoctions that you can just make, similar to like spell slots.
Yep, and I now have quick alchemy so that I can just kind of do that on the fly in melee combat as well.
So I will say, in the preparation that you made for the day, the little notebook you found on the desk that had some notes in it and like chemical formulae and whatever, in that book, there would be something that you could roughly translate out to be an alchemical concoction that gives you, that mechanically would give you some resistance to the type of, they would call it like the ambient energy that radiates off of the materials. It would give you resistance to the damage you would face from radiation. It won't do permanent damage, but it will do damage to you.
Okay.
I'm just going to rule radiation very, very plainly.
I'll replace the numbing tonics that she would make in the morning with that then.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to take some and also give some to Lorelai?
From her reading the thing, would it imply that like it is something meant to be beforehand or as a like antidote afterward?
It is meant to be used beforehand. You drink it or imbibe it prior to exposing yourself.
Then she would take one herself and give one to Lorelai, and then tell everybody else. It's like, wait here.
Mm-hmm. Now I will ask something to the group at large. Besides the two sisters, are you all standing where you want to be standing? Okay.
Remember,
I just wanted
guys,
to make
you
sure.
don't know what radiation is.
You don't.
We don't.
Aang doesn't know what radiation is, but this place gives her the heebie-jeebies.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we did read, oh, we went too far. We shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, it's bad vibes all around. And also, if there is something hiding in there, it doesn't make sense to be front and center, at least for Paige.
And yet you're the
though.
most ahead.
Well, yeah, that's because, don't know what the fuck's in there. Don't know what the fuck's hiding in there. If the two sisters are gonna go in there, DM, can I pop off a rallying anthem on them?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I'll give a +1 to AC and saving throws, and resistance equal to half the spell's rank. But it's to physical damage.
Ah, okay. The +1 to saving throws will be useful.
Mm-hmm.
One sec, guys.
Oh.
And if I could just have Paige just focus on that, just to keep that up.
Mm-hmm.
It was the vibes are shady.
You should be proud of me, Joe, knowingly walking into the nuclear reactor.
I am so glad that somebody chose to do this.
Makes sense for Willow and Lorelai.
It does. Yeah, and it's a really cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
If you want Maddie to join y'all, I can. I personally don't want Maddie to, but Maddie is also the tank and will go into danger first.
Willow does not think that there is physical danger here. She is just curious. And to be fair, how often has Willow been tank, get in front of me? She is smart, but in some ways very much not so.
Okay. So, you prepare yourself, and you are all imbibed up. Everyone is standing where they want to be standing. And you open the door, and it is a heavy stone door with not really like a handle so much as it is like a little alcove where you would slide your hand to push. And when you shove, and the door stone on stone just scrapes onto the ground and opens up. Inside, you see a small glowing blue something. It is gently just, I don't want to say pulsating. It's more like shifting. Like the light just has a slight shift to it. Like an overhead light, like the little electric lights you have where they kind of dim and flicker a little bit. It has almost some kind of texture like that to it. But as the door opens, I will need you to make me a will saving throw. It's a standard will saving throw, so if you succeed, you take half.
And okay, this will be with a +1 from Paige's thing, right?
Yep.
Correct.
She's here to hand out +1s like candy.
20, that will succeed. So you will take half damage. As the door opens, there is a what?
And is it even less because of the tonic, or?
Yes, so the damage you take will be reduced. You have effectively damage resistance 5 to this particular damage type, to radiation damage. Okay. So you resist a flat 5 damage from it, period, regardless of your save. The door opens, and this is weird. I'm going to kind of have to ask for some extra suspension of disbelief, because when the door opens, you don't feel anything. There is no washing wave over you. There is no cool air. There's not anything. There's no sensation. A door just opens, but it hits your body, and immediately it starts to tax you, but without any way for you to notice. It is totally senseless that you are getting hit by this. You don't feel the damage. But you will be taking 18 halved to 9 reduced by
-5.
5, so you'll take 4 points of radiation damage.
I just accidentally did something.
You dropped your flame sprayer.
I accidentally
Oh.
did the wrong thing with my HP. I forgot how to do it for a second. I'm alive.
We want this to go down. You keep dying.
No.
Yeah, you can't just do a minus whatever, like roll 20.
There we go.
Oh my god, where's all the blood?
I'm gonna roll for Lorelei really quick. You are not prone. You are not unconscious, and you are not wounded.
Well, let me pick up all my shit again.
Lorelei is going to take, what is it? Halved -5. Okay. I'm gonna bring up my little window here. But the door opens, and there's like a tinny, like a hair standing on end situation. The little detector behind you is going off. It's not rocketing up and like going crazy, but it's clicking. Lorelei looks at you, and then looks ahead to this blue, glowing. It looks like some kind of ore, like earth mixed with some type of mineral. And beside it, here next to this table, is a little, like a bag, like a brown bag.
We'll step in slowly and kind of look around, and so all that's in here is the ore and then the bag.
Yes, but once you get closer, you can actually see that on the opposite side of this like ore, it would be slightly obscured by it, were you to step over like here to see it, which I assume you're going to move closer.
Yeah, she's gonna like, she's not getting closer to the table, but like circling.
Mm-hmm. The ore placed on the table it looks like this standard type of like stony concrete gray rock laden with little metallic, like shimmering kind of blue crystals that give it that are glowing from it. Laid on this stone slab beside it are some type of preening tools, type of like what you would imagine would be excavation style tools. There's like a little pick, there's a hammer, and there is a kind of scuffed up looking knife, but the knife looks very different. It looks, it like the tools have wooden handles. The one for the knife is like a black handle. And it looks a little bit more ornate. Like you'd be kind of shocked if this was a digging tool of some kind, but it seems to be laid out with what would be excavation tools in general. And yeah, there's a bag laid down at the foot of this table, like people were carrying tools in and out of this area.
Well, we'll just like, she's kind of circling and seeing that there's more stuff in here. She'll tilt her head towards Lorelei. Don't touch anything. I feel like that would be a bad decision here.
She is listening to the clicking of the device and not looking at you, but she nods, clearly hearing you. She's going to mirror your movement and step over here.
So, we've seen like the rest of this place be like very much in like disarray and like chaos.
Mm-hmm.
With how the things are like set here, does it feel like it is also the same disarray and chaos, or does it feel like it was like end of workday, somebody just set their stuff and left?
Definitely end of workday. This does not feel like nearly as disarray and disorganized as you would have expected. Almost like the day, like whatever was going on here was politely interrupted rather than like whatever tumultuous thing happened outside of this room.
And she will kind of move here and give one more glance around the room. I'm assuming there's like no writing or anything that she sees.
There is no writing in here. No, this room is perfectly smooth, concrete gray slabs all the way around. It looks almost like the room is a perfect cylinder. So the walls go straight up and then meet at a hard right angle to the circular ceiling above, of which there is no light fixture of any kind in this room. The only light coming from the ambient blue glow of the ore. This room does not seem like natural, if that makes sense. You can roll me a lore check for odd if you want. That's good. 22. I will also need another will saving throw from you and Lorelai. Twenty, 17. Sorry, 13. Lorelai will take half. That is another 18 points of damage. This time only reduced by 5.
Okay. Pause. Slight derailment here.
Yeah.
Because I was going to turn on my light source, but it says my light source is tapped out. I'm assuming you don't care about like me just having like my bullseye lantern having a lot of oil in it.
No, that's fine.
Okay. If I can find where it went. There it is.
But yeah, you can pull out your bullseye lantern and shine it around and get like a better lay of the land. That glow does not lessen at all. The glow from the ore is just piercing. It's almost hard to look at. And something about the situation just ties a knot in your stomach. It really, it's very unusual. But with a 22 on the odd check, the room that you're standing in, this is not a room that was a part of the construction of something pre-weirdning. Like the rest of the areas you have been kind of just treading through and walking around in, all of the rooms are manufactured and constructed in a way that you're like, yeah, this was a building and the weirdning shunted it into somewhere that it's not natural to be. Like a school building shoved underground. This circular room, this was not constructed by someone. The concrete walls are too smooth and the floor is too pristine. And it does not bear the mark of human craftsmanship. It's almost too perfect in a way that doesn't really work with the normal hand working that you would expect from people.
In just double checking, for
Uh-huh.
myself. As far as Willow is aware,
Mhm.
until coming to this ruin, everything that had, like, all the buildings and stuff that were transported were, like, pre-1890 whatever in before.
Yeah.
Okay. She kind of, like, imagine, like, turns in place, looking around. I'll look back towards the ore. And she frowns a little bit. And I think seeing the construction of the room is the first major, like, huh, yeah, I don't like this. And she will do a thing. She has telekinetic hand with Odd.
Uh-huh.
So it's essentially mage hand.
Yeah.
So she will just, like, I think we might need to slowly back out of this room. Something does not settle right with me here.
Lorelei looks across the room from you and looks down at this ore and nods. You can see with your light on now, the edges of Lorelei's nostrils. You're not right next to her, but you can see the edges of her nostrils seem a little bit more red than normal. Her nose isn't bleeding, like dribbling out of her nose yet, but it looks like there's redness there.
And Willow will just point towards the door and will summon her telekinetic hand and will pick up the bag
Uh-huh.
and start walking out with the bag being held by the hand.
Are you taking the tools as well or leaving them?
She's leaving them because, yeah, it's a fancy
Okay.
knife. She has a fancy knife.
Okay. You got the bag?
Yeah.
The bag, you pick it up. It feels in the telekinetic grip like you can't actually sense anything from it, but because of the way you are connected to Odd, you can tell that there is something in it. You're not sure what yet, but there's definitely something in the bag. But yeah, you scoot your way out. And as you are walking out, you feel like the energy of this place start to weigh on you a lot more. Roll me one more will save.
No. I don't like that I can't see Lorelei's stuff.
She's doing okay. Okay. You will take 6 damage, reduced by 5.
1 damage.
12 halves, so you'll take 1 damage. Okay. Then you are free to make your way out.
Close the door behind me.
The door closes, and the clicking of the machine just dies. Lorelei dusts herself off and will set the machine on the table beside. And there's a wave that starts to creep over you, like a weariness, sort of like you ran a marathon and now have to take a break. But other than that, you don't feel much of anything. Lorelei does have some pink at the corners of her nostrils.
Willow just kind of, like, I imagine brushes a bit of hair back from her face and looks around. Well, I can't be certain of much of anything, but I have a sneaking suspicion that whatever that is in there has quite a bit to do with what happened here. And she just, like, gestures vaguely around. That room was not natural. She'll set the bag with her telekinetic hand on the table. And she's gonna be like, I started it with the telekinetic hand, I'm gonna keep using it for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of open the bag with the hand, just kind of leaning over.
When you open the bag, inside, you know there's something in it. But when you open it, in a sheer defiant show of what you understand to be physics and reality, the bag is too deep and dark to see the bottom of. And this bag, mind you, is about the size of like a purse. It's like maybe 10 or 12 inches across and maybe 8 or 10 inches tall.
Pick the bag back up with the hand,
Mm-hmm.
move it over to a chair, upend the bag.
You upend the bag, and it takes a good shake before anything starts to fall out. And what falls out are 3 stones. 3 stones that fall out with bizarre markings on them. Like runic symbols that you have never seen before.
I'll look at Lorelei and then point at the machine.
He immediately like, oh, and then brings the machine to bear and holds the rod over the rocks and scans them. Despite being in that area, which you will know above table does not work, but she waves the wand over them and it is silent. There's no ticking of any kind.
And when there's no ticking, and like I imagine Willow kind of pokes the rocks a few times with the kind of ghost-like hand before the hand disappears, and she will slowly reach out, pick one up, kind of turn it around, glance around. Well, this is not a language that I speak. Anybody else try to take a crack at it?
Angel will raise her hand slowly. I don't think I could actually understand it, but I could try and pick something else off of it.
Well, just kind of like tilts her head for a second, and we'll offer the stone, but as she is like holding it out to Paige, I would warn you that I'm not sure whatever is attached to it is going to be good, if I'm understanding your offer correctly.
Thanks for a second. And what do these stones look like, DM?
They look, it's hard to describe. It looks like have you ever seen like an old Pokemon game where you have the Thunderstones and Firestones and whatever? It is a baseball sized piece of stone that is like just kind of regular, somewhat orb rock shaped, but on one side of it is a flat surface in which is inscribed some magical symbol, some type of mark or rune or etching of some kind.
Okay. Well, I mean, could be interesting, and could learn something from it. And more importantly, what makes Paige nod and agree to it is we might be able to use these. if we can figure out what they do.
Can I
Mhm.
have Willow do one thing before Paige touches it, just as an
Mhm.
extra precaution?
Huh?
Detect magic. See if these suckers are magical and are about to like fucking make Paige go crazy.
These stones and the bag are all humming with magic.
Okay, so she will, as Paige steps a little closer to take the rock, she's like, it is magic of some sort, I'm not exactly sure what.
You see, that just turns the dial even more towards, I need to touch these. I need to figure out what they're doing. And interest has been piqued.
I mean, you can touch them. Now, all three have a different marking. None of them have any particular meaning to you. They're just shapes on rocks that, I mean,
Are there
it doesn't
colors?
necessarily. No, there's no colors to them.
No colors.
They're perfectly flat gray, and they all have different markings.
Eeny, meeny, miny, third one.
Gotcha. So, when you touch the third one, I assume you're doing your psychometric
Yes,
read.
yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
That is, she's not just gonna grab them.
I just want to hold it. So you touch this rock, and you can tell that there is magic in it. The nature of this rock is magical. Whatever it is, whatever intention was behind it, it was built or made or carved out with magic in mind. And when you read the resonance of it, there is your mind is like taken to a place that is far away, way beyond the edge of the region that you are familiar with, beyond Starwick and Terramarked and Murkot, past the edges of that area, past the edges of whatever new continent you're standing on, beyond whatever ocean stretches out outside of that continent, into the starry reaches of whatever cosmos lies beyond the planet, and out far, far away on a place from which you have no concept of, a different planet far from here. And you can see that there are people-shaped creatures carving rock, mining it like men would, with tools, mining this stone. Grueling labor has gone into collecting just 3 of these things. For whatever purpose they are carved out for, these have been collected, and they were stored in a chest far from here. And they were stored in a chest deep below the ground on a faraway place and forgotten about. And somehow they were shunted here to this room. The transportation that you are trying to, like, the in-between of their origin to here is fuzzy. But you know where they came from. It is to kind of clear up any sort of lingering confusion. These are materials that you can turn into something more. Magic ore.
How'd that Eldritch Mind trip go?
Yeah. Any... Is Paige okay?
I mean, I'll leave it up to you. I imagine it is probably a lot to have just been thrust across such a great distance, like to see so broadly the scope of just everything.
Yeah,
It's like
I feel
that thing where you zoom out from a satellite. You zoom out and out and out and out, and then you zoom out from the Earth, and you zoom out further, and then you pass Saturn, and then you pass the Sun, and then you pass every fucking other planet.
Yeah, I feel like she's got some weird combination of sudden jet lag and vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna take the rock. And, I mean, she saw all three of them being mined from the same place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so there's no need to touch those again. She's just gonna wobbly a little bit. Put the rock on the table. She's gonna sit her ass down on a chair. She's gonna look a little queasy.
Pierre like fusses over you immediately, and he's like, "Are you okay? What happened? What did you see?"
Okay, just give me a second. Okay, could I get some water or something?
Here, he'll pull out his water canteen.
Just a small little fucking rabbit sips. Cause oh man, that was a fucking flight to outer space and back in a second. Okay, so so these are not from here. They are from another place. Very far away. It is another rock. No, not fuck. She's just gonna turn to Willow and Lorelai. She's like, can I just speak French? Just a quick second. You can tell everyone else.
And Willow just gestures for her to go on.
Okay. It's like, thank fucking Christ. It's like, I forgot the word for planet, okay? The best I come up with is rock. Okay. So, oh my god, that was awful. This is from another planet. Somewhere far away, there were beings mining them to make them to something magical. They were using it as a resource, as something like that. And then they put them away in a box for later, to save them for later. And then they wound up here. I don't know how they got here. That's really, oh my god, that's all fucking fuzzy. But yeah, have fun explaining that. I'm gonna lay down.
It's like, I imagine Willow, it's like listening, but you can see the like half-second processing time it takes between when Paige says something and her like managing to connect the dots to like French that she knows, but French that she has not used in a long time, because who the fuck talks in French about planets? Shit with Willow.
She's like, here is all the information. I am going to lay down. Have fun.
There's just frown and kind of brows furrowing, and looks to Maddie and Aang and fuck, what's her name?
Abigail?
Abigail. I knew it started with an A, but I was gonna say Audrey, and I'm like, I know that's not it. Well, according to Paige, these are materials or, you know, something used in some other way. They remind. She kind of glances at Paige, and there's a little bit of this, like, I can't believe I'm about to say this because this sounds batshit even by our standards. Mind on another planet.
Lorelai just looks at you, and there's a moment where she starts to guffaw. Like, I can't describe it other than that. And she's like, ugh. And then there's the look on your face. Ow. What? You can't be serious?
gestures towards Paige, who is, like, curling up on a chair.
Maddie looks at Willow and it processes that and just starts laughing.
And facepalm.
Okay, that sounds really good, but what actually happened?
Just, like, goes from facepalm, and then you see the two eyes between two fingers staring at Maddie for a moment before her hand drops, and she kind of places both of them on her hips in a very much like, I can't believe I'm explaining this. If you had asked literally anybody whether a wish-granting fae, a half-werewolf, and two witches could exist 50 years ago, 60 years ago, they would have reacted exactly like you did. And yet, she just, like, gestures around the room. If anybody had heard that I planned on making this, and she gestures towards the flame sprayer, 2 years ago, they would have laughed. And yet you've seen me burn people with it. Be cautious about what you laugh at.
Okay, but like, this is another planet you're talking about.
Oh, we do know that other planets exist. It's always been theorized that perhaps there might be something alive on them. We've just never found proof because science has never advanced far enough. Or magic, or whatever you want to use to find out. It's not completely out of the realm of question. Strange. Abnormal. Unfounded, yes, but not impossible.
Pierre, like, at all of this, just says under his breath in French, like, from another planet? Like another planet? And he looks at the ground, like the earth underneath his feet, like a duplicate of that somewhere else is mind-boggling to him.
I imagine that, like, Aang had, because Willow, the adult in the room, had departed, jumped up onto this counter here as the other room was being checked out. And she sinks down as this discussion is happening. She doesn't say very much of anything, but she looks over toward the rocks, and I imagine that she bares her teeth just slightly. But she doesn't say anything. She's listening intently.
Maddie, do you still have the shovel on you? I think you do, right?
Yeah.
Willow, you examined the shovel's runes closely. So you wouldn't recognize the runes on those rocks. Like, they're not on the shovel, but they bear a striking resemblance to them.
Didn't we get somebody to translate that at some point? Shovel?
Back in Tamworth.
Yes, someone was
it.
working on the translation. That would be NPCs.
Piper's sibling.
Yeah,
Piper's
who I
sibling.
swear I have somewhere.
Lady?
Yeah, Lady. Thank you. Oh my god, it is Lady.
So we've
She's
not
not
gotten
here.
a full translation as of yet. Okay.
Correct. She is working on it.
Well, would file that away, but would not comment on that because I feel like pointing like I feel like pointing out to Maddie of like, hey, this is the same writing as what we claim is from another planet, would have a strong reaction that she doesn't feel like dealing with. And so Willow just kind of like will pick up each of the rocks one by one and kind of turn them around in her palm, examining them. Well, I have to say I'm surprised I wasn't expecting to run face first into something out of the mind of Voltaire.
Lorelai looks at the bag and reaches over and grabs it and reaches her hand in. She just goes, "Is there anything else in here?" She reaches her hand in further and further until she has shoved her hand past the elbow, digging around in this bag. And she doesn't realize what she's doing until she is up past her elbow in a bag that is about like half as long.
What are you doing?
Looking for something. This is a big bag.
It's not a big bag. Like, I imagine like all the rocks down on the table. Willow being the doing the sister thing of like, oh, let me reach into it. What is this? Kind of tugging while Lorelai's arm is still in the bag.
You tug it, and it's like you can't see the bottom, but you can see Lorelai's hand reaching into the bag, just stretching out into the vast darkness of the cavernous space within this bag, defying all logic and reason.
Wave a hand under the bag, like she's gonna magically hit Lorelai's arm.
By all rights, you should be running straight into Lorelai's hand, but you don't. Staring, if you are opening the bag and looking at her hand while waving your own arm underneath it, you almost get like a perspective shifting sense of vertigo. Like it gives you a little bit of a queasy stomach staring at both. Like your brain can't make sense of why it isn't working. Space bag.
Blinks and looks around. And I imagine the longest thing that she can spot would be like the handle of Aang's scythe.
Yeah.
She spots the scythe, looks at Aang, looks at the scythe, looks at Aang. I need you to help me.
There's a moment of consideration as Aang understands what is being asked, and she'll hop off the table. And she'll come over very, very slowly, but she's coming over. And she looks up at Willow. Actually, Willow's like slightly smaller than her, right?
By like an inch or two, I think.
Yeah. So looks very slightly 1 inch down at Willow. Big, like, pleading eyes.
You don't have to let go.
Oh, relief. Instant relief. And she looks toward the bag. In there?
Nod.
And she will take a breath. She will insert scythe handle.
You tip the scythe up and stick the handle in the edge of the bag, and it goes all the way down up to the edge of your hand, and it fits in the bag. The bag doesn't even register like the shape of it.
While the scythe is inserted into the bag, Willow will rummage around in the bag that is on her hip and drop an empty vial into it.
You pull the opening of the bag, drop the vial, and it just disappears into the darkness. There's no shatter. There's no impact noise.
Looks at Willow. Be this a creation of thy sciences?
I highly doubt it. This thing also comes off as rather magical, like those orbs are. Take a step back so that the slice side's out, and then reach her own arm into the bag, seeing if she can find her vial.
You reach your hand in. You have to reach really far, and it feels like you're digging your fingers in along the bottom of the bag, just kind of scraping empty bag, and then you touch something with your fingertips, and you reach out and grab it, and you have your vial. Somehow closer than it was before. It fell a ways into the darkness and vanished. But when you reach your hand in, with intent, you can fish it out.
So, just clarifying here.
Uh-huh.
The blade part of the scythe also went in, correct?
Wherever Aang chose to hold it.
I imagine that because they were testing the depth of this thing, she held it like by the crook where the blade would meet the shaft of it, but not, like right there, Joe. Exactly. Thank you for your visual aid.
So you're holding it like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When the scythe comes out, she immediately starts checking it over, like every little whorl of the wood.
It's cold, but it's all still there, untouched.
What happens when you introduce a bag of holding to a world that doesn't understand what bags of holding are?
Everyone's like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Let me try.
What are you guys doing?
This bag appears to be nearly endless, though at the same time I was able to grab this out of it without any issue.
Paige looks at the bag, looks at all of you, and she seems a little miffed. She's just gonna fucking grab her little blanket that I imagine she stole and just gonna bundle it around her, and there's just a little muttering of like, you see me do that with my head all the time, but no, it's just some random fucking bag and it's so wonderful.
Is it okay if Willow hears that, or are you trying to make it worse? It's like
No, it's meant to be heard.
Willow just like lifts her chin up a little bit. Well, to be fair, you've been very careful about hiding that and making it look like just a standard trick. Who's to know if it's actually magic or not?
She's gonna sit up again. She's going to take off her hat. It's very, like, her face is very, like, so fucking done and grouchy, but her body movements still have the flair of showmanship that's just muscle memory in. So she, like, flips the hat over, twirling it, showing it's empty. Ooh, look, nothing's coming out. Shaking it. Turns it upright, reaches inside, pulls out gun that really shouldn't fit in the hat. Shows empty hat. Oh no. Dumps gun back into hat. Shows it's empty again. Wow. Magic.
And claps.
What is Maddie shoving into the bag?
Oh, she's gonna shove her like sleeping bag or like some of the furs that are rolled up.
Wonderful.
Wow, I didn't know you could do.
Oh. Go ahead.
Just wow, I didn't know you could do that too.
Just done.
Maddie has another pelt that she is ready to hand to Paige to put in her hat.
put in hat. It's like, oh, okay. Put in hat. It's gone. Look it.
Is it actually gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Whoa.
Aang tilts her head. What if we were to place the hat within the bag?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I know not to do that. Aang
No,
does
ma'am.
not.
You're the devil.
Wouldn't Willow
I wonder
want
what
to?
would happen.
Wouldn't Willow want to?
Paige is gonna say like, what? No.
We could put the bag in the hat.
It was on the floor. No.
It's dirty.
Listen, leaning into Paige being a little prissy is gonna save all our fucking lives. Okay?
This was the real nuke.
She's like, no, it's dirty. No.
What? Okay. What if I wrap it in a blanket and then we put it in? Then it won't touch.
Aang nods.
Willow and Lorelai are distracted by putting every single piece of camping equipment that they have into this bag.
Yeah. But so long as you can fit it around the edge of the bag, you can just whoop, drop it in, and just it sails away into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like a
Paige.
messenger bag type thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Paige is just like, you know what? No. We're not doing that. Here's the pelt back.
Why not?
Cause I don't know where it's been. It has fucking space rocks in it.
Does your hat have space rocks in it?
No.
Have you checked?
Oh.
Fucking looks. Willow. Well, space rocks.
Perhaps at a time long since hence, there were rocks from space within it.
And she stops. She like looks at Aang, and she's like, "But I didn't put." And then she stops for a second as she thinks, "You know, this hat is inherited. I don't think you ever checked if there was anything else in here." She looks at the hat for a second.
Just looking around inside the hat, you don't find anything that you don't already know is in there.
Yeah, she's like just double fucking checking of like, okay, gonna feel around in here. Nope, it has everything in here. She probably starts pulling it out. You ever see a girl just like empty out her purse?
Oh, I have a story.
Deep
about
cleaning.
That.
Yeah, just it's like I can't find something. I understood. Time to empty out the whole bag, and you just see like the last year of her life in her purse.
Forgotten snacks as well.
Yeah.
Mine
Forgotten
in high
snacks.
school was half-drunk bottles of whatever I have been drinking for the past 2 weeks. Like 3 water bottles, an energy drink, a Coke.
Yeah. There's a half-eaten cookie that she couldn't finish that's wrapped up.
The only thing like with the hat is that it can't store as much as the bag, but everything that it can store works for magic tricks, like pulling a rabbit, sure, and like the gun, also good. Like a deck of cards, also fine. Like the bag, it can't fit a campsite in it.
No, but it can be her purse.
Yes,
Is how I imagine it. So it's
For
legit
sure.
just emptying out her purse. It's like, no space rocks in here. Scoop her like lipstick, her snack, fucking water bottle, the gun, bullets for the gun, extra like magic gear, deck of cards, of course, need to have that on her. Everything you'd put in a purse for a magician. Back into the hat. Who knew a bag of holding would derail us this much?
Yes, but you all have now in your. I put it in your inventory, Willow. It is called a spacious pouch.
Spacious pouch.
It can hold up to 25 bulk worth of goods.
Legally distinct bag of holding.
Legally, literally legally distinct.
Legally distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's going in there?
The alchemist bench.
Yep.
Yep.
Is this your way of like satisfying yourself that she is not carrying around the alchemist lab?
Yes. Yes.
I will rearrange the inventory at a later date.
This is fine. But now you have it.
Spacious pouch. Legally distinct.
Pierre, runs a hand through his hair and he just goes, well, now that that is over and dealt with, are we free to move on? That one gives me the heebie-jeebies.
And
Everything gives you the heebie-jeebies.
He looks at you with indignance and just goes, that is not true. I don't have any good examples, but it's not true.
I would like to ask one more question before we move on.
Mhm.
Because I imagine Willow would wrap the space rocks in some piece of cloth to keep them together before she places them back in the bag. In a secondary examination, could she put some sort of, or could she place the composition of them a little bit?
What do you mean by composition?
Like they stone,
what?
are they metal, or does she think they might be both?
These are a type of ore that you can't place for a type of metal that you've never heard of or seen. They are similar to the ore that was in there, but they are different in some way. And there's the difference in this is that this ore is pure ore vein. It isn't scraped with bits of rock on it. It would be it would be the equivalent of a chunk of gold or a chunk of silver. Literal mined mineral whole cloth.
Does it seem to be super dense or super hard?
It has a similar texture to stone, but it has a slight metallic sheen to it. It has a silvery sheen to it, but to the touch, it feels like cold rock. It feels heavy. It feels dense, but not so heavy that it is burdensome. It's not like lead.
Gotcha. Okay. She do one last examination before it goes in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And Maddie can put in some of her furs and pelts and shit into the bag too. She starts to put anything too heavy in, and Willow's gonna say no because Willow doesn't want to carry her shit.
Put the shovel in it.
No.
But shovel.
But no.
No, Maddie would want to keep most of her weapons and stuff on her.
Or potential weapons.
Yeah,
Potential
yeah.
weapons. Oh boy. Alright, page is fully vertical now.
Abigail just watched that whole exchange with curious but reserved attention, where she's space rocks from another planet? What the fuck? And she's just very, very quietly engaged, not wanting to interrupt.
sees this group of people get absolutely sidetracked by a bag, magic bag.
It's very interesting. It's a weird bag. And they're weird rocks. I don't know what they are. I don't have anything to contribute to this conversation. I'm just gonna watch them do it. I'm gonna watch them go.
See those guys go. But yeah. I'm ready to move on whenever everyone else is.
Mhm.
Paige
We
had to
can
be a little
depart.
petty.
The only thing that doesn't go into the bag is a very, very long piece of rope that Willow approaches very slowly. Well, as far as I can tell, the only way out from this area is back up, which means that there's one last thing to do on this floor if you're still willing. Holds up rope.
Pierre looks concerned.
Paige looks like she's regretting her decisions. But she'll take the rope. She'll turn to Pierre. She will ask for his hand.
Pierre will take your hand.
She's going to pull him closer.
If I don't come back, I need you to make sure to take care of the plants, yes?
Stop that. You will come back. It is just a short trip in a very dusty hole.
And if I
Don't say
die
such
from all of
things.
the dirt, you need to also make sure to not overwater them.
I will not overwater the plants, and you will be the one to water them. You'll come back.
Oh, you say that.
She's like squawking with the fucking roast. Like,
Yeah, you say this, but you did that once. So you'll fucking die together.
Let's not be over dramatic.
Pierre just scrunches his nose.
So Willow just like, let me have this.
No.
Just fucking look at so much dust. At least some dust. It looks like it was recently fucking Swiffer like feathered, right? Because of Maddie coming. Swiffer duster Maddie.
That's Hack Madigan, the clean Madigan. She's a multi-purpose Madigan.
Yep. Mhm.
For all your needs.
She's a blender and a duster.
That's all you need. All in one appliance right there.
Hylas will step forward
To some,
since he was the one to leather. Oh, go ahead.
and to some degree, when it's mealtime and garbage disposal, let's be real.
The Madigan who can do it all.
Mm-hmm.
But Hylas lowered Maddie in, so Hylas will step forward and be like, I'll lower you down. If that's what you want.
Double check the knots before she goes down.
Oh yeah, fucking double checking, triple checking, asking everyone else to double check the fucking knots on this rope.
Now, how much rope do you have? 50 feet, I assume? Standard dungeon crawler amount?
Let me...
If we need more, we can always tie it together.
We also have a
Mhm.
climbing kit.
I have technically 2 sections of 50 feet ropes. I have up to 100
Okay,
for Willow alone.
perfect.
I have pitons. You guys want pitons?
And then there's
Never leave home without them.
another 50 feet of rope in the climbing kit, plus
Yeah.
pulleys.
We have so much rope.
Assume that we have as much rope as we need, Joe.
Okay.
Paige
I
also
just-
has 50 feet.
Listen, I really just wanted to make sure you had maybe slightly more than 50.
Yeah, I think all of us have at least
You-
150 foot.
Yeah. So you make a little tie around your waist.
I feel like
Mhm.
between all of
Hylas-
us, we can like just make a rope from here all the way back to the opening of this place.
Hylas will lower you down into the hole there,
Mm-hmm.
Paige.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go ahead and move your token. It is dark and dusty. And there is about as much light as you can see right now.
Can I make a request?
Uh-huh.
One tug for yes, or one tug for no, two tugs for yes. Multiple tugs is get me the fuck out of here.
Got
Fast,
you.
rapid yanking is a panic. Please pull me out now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Maddie will also get as close as she can with still having the thing open, and so her ears, so she could listen a bit better.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll have her head tilted into the hole, so she can hear the echoes if needed.
Hylas will give you a thumbs up and say, "Good luck."
Can I have Aang perch on the wall looking down at the hole?
Like over here?
Physically, she has clinging climber now, so she could just hang out on the wall.
Sure. You can pin yourself to the wall like the fucking mother in Hereditary.
Fucking Spider Woman, man.
That shit freaked me out. 10 out of 10.
Okay. So, Joe, quick question.
Uh-huh.
Can Paige use prestidigitation to make a small, shitty little nightlight?
It's like holding a tiny little glow stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so she can see immediately around her.
It's like snapping your fingers and making a little lighter flame.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the equivalent of 5 foot of visibility in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Not asking for much.
Mm-hmm. Totally fair.
Okay.
I wonder if there's a light source that will do just that. Hold on. Let me actually see if I can give you this in your inventory. I really want to see if this is the thing I can give you. Because if I could give you candle or something. Yes. Just one little candle. And then if I put that in your hand. Now cross over. Nope, it doesn't work the same way a lantern does. I'm sorry, but you can see that in this little cavern here, there is a thin pile of dust and broken rocks that exist in this little pipe, and it is dark and dank, and just the air is stagnant and dry. You are free to keep moving.
Paige is regretting so many fucking things. I imagine her internal monologue is a series of curses and expletives, and I should never let them know I had magic. I should never have fucking come here. Why the fuck am I in this fucking tunnel? Who the fuck do I think I am?
You can hear, the rest of you can hear the of a particularly large stone tumbling down the chute slowly. At least that's what it sounds like. But once you get to about here, Paige, slightly further ahead, you can feel a downward slope, you're not sliding, right? But you are tilted forward. So you're facing a downward slope. But as you get up to this location, roll me a perception check. This is going to be at a -8.
Damn. Even with my little nightlight?
Well, okay. I'll give you a -4. Because you have a little nightlight. It's hard to get a deep perspective here, but you will have a little nightlight.
Okay. She said a -4, right?
Yes.
That's gonna be a +5 -4. That's gonna be a 2 total. That's a net 1.
Okay, you're just crawling down the pipe. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. The pipe just keeps going.
Pipe just keeps fucking going.
I should mention that as you're crawling through this pipe, there have probably been a couple of points where you like push your hand down on a particularly sharp piece of rock and you're like, ow, motherfucker.
Yep.
Like one on your knee, one against your foot, one against your back shoulder. And it's just like, this sucks. It's dusty and it's kind of hot and it's stuffy and you're like getting poked by all of these sharp rocks.
This is a terrible, awful fucking time. I'm never doing this shit again. I don't care if I'm gonna die. I'm not going into another tunnel.
But there is still more tunnel to see.
Where? Do we go forward? Up?
Just
down?
forward. Just keep going forward. It only goes forward. And once you take that
Understood.
last step, there is a give in the pipe and it tilts downward very suddenly.
Oh shit.
Roll me a reflex save.
Ugh. Where the fuck? Oh, there it is. It's going to be an 18.
18. Okay. So you tip forward and you feel the pipe just suddenly dip and you slip a little bit and go skidding down. And those of you who are watching the rope suddenly starts to go. It goes like a good 5 feet and then it stops. And you are stopped right. I'm going to move you.
Yeah, feel free. It's dark. All I see is darkness.
There. You were stopped right there. And you can't see anything. You can see, actually, there is one thing you can see. So you're holding your little light and you've kind of wedged yourself. It's not too difficult to wedge yourself so that you don't move. And the way that you have yourself wedged right now, you can see that the pipe goes straight down. At this part of the juncture, it goes down about 10 feet. And then it lands in... Roll me another perception check.
Still with a -4?
No, this one is hearing based.
Ah, okay. Be at 24.
24. So you like and then latch yourself to the walls of the pipe, and you hold the little candle out, or the little light source, and you can see the pipe goes straight down, and below you hear what sounds like water. Like you knocked some rocks down, and you hear the plunk, plunk, plunk of little bits of pebble hitting a puddle. Not deep water.
Motherfucker! Is the tunnel only going down?
It only goes down.
Oh man, those motherfuckers owe me so. She's gonna start inching her way down. She's so upset.
Okay.
What happens when you want to be an adventurer?
So, on your main sheet, on the front of your sheet, can you roll me a climb check?
Where is climb?
Next to your speed.
Oh, that's a thing? Huh.
Mhm.
It's not a skill, but it is still a thing.
See.
A natural 20. Holy shit.
Holy shit!
You
Let the spite
keep
heal you.
you scramble down the pipe a little bit. It is very difficult, but as you are scooching down the pipe, I imagine you kind of have yourself wedged where your back is on one wall and your feet are on another, and you're just scooching very, very slowly. And you can scooch all the way down. You get to the edge of where the pipe is, and once you get there, you can feel the pipe is gone. So you'll have to drop 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with that?
Yep, sure.
You wedge yourself out of the pipe and you drop 5 feet. The rope zips another 5 feet and you splash into the water. And you can roll me a reflex save, it just to see if you take a nasty landing or not.
It's a bunny. That's another
It's a
nat
bunny?
20.
That's a nat 20? Okay. So
Let's go! 27
you
total.
zip down and you land on your feet. It's just perfectly clean. You do get a little wet because you are landing in a puddle. So you splash up on your shoes and your feet, but you are not drenched. But you are standing in a cavern in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
in this echoey chamber. The walls, you can't really see them. Like, let me see. Yeah. So what I will make you a little light source here,
Mm-hmm.
just so you have it. There you go.
Ah, okay.
I'll even swing it around for you.
She's probably gonna start moving slightly. How deep is the water?
It's just a couple inches deep, like 2 or 3.
Okay.
It's enough
okay.
to make your feet wet, but that's about it.
Okay.
There's
I
a
guess.
pile of rocks here that, like, as you're moving around, you just kind of knock them over and they just drip and fall into the puddle.
Mm-hmm. I guess she'll start looking around. Exploring a little bit.
Okay. The puddle, just, like, the rope just keeps going. You've got plenty of room. And you come in here, you can hear,
Whoa.
like, this cavern open up, and you see out before you an electric light. It's very dim. There are little, like, hanging, like, imagine a light fixture hanging, and then there's little, like, cables that daisy chain along the ceiling like that. I don't know if you can see that drawing.
You 1 second. Refreshing. An electric light.
This guy.
Do 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 do. Ah, I'm loaded in again. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there's a series of hanging lights that are up above this area here. This is water. Before you step in there,
Oh,
here, wait.
deeper water?
So, yes, so you walk up to the edge here. There
Mhm.
are mushrooms growing very thickly on the edge of this shore. But as you walk forward, you step into the water and splash a little bit, and there's a bit of a softer texture underneath the ground. This water gets deep, and this, like, brick platform you can see, this is actually raised 10 feet up. So, like, you're on the shore, and then this dips down. Then there's this platform. Then you have water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you standing with your feet in the water?
She'd try her best not to. If
Okay.
avoidable.
You can easily take a step back and not be in the water.
Mm-hmm. So let's see.
But there's ground on either side that goes down this way and up this way.
Okay, we'll start going around this way.
Before you go any further, let me measure to see how far you've gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've gone from here all the way down. Fucking. 85 feet. Okay, so you can keep going.
Okay.
There's
Gonna start
bigger,
moving.
more like advanced forms of mushroom that are growing along the sides here. And this cavern is huge. This is easily like 40 or 50 feet high. Maybe not that high. Maybe actually more like 20 feet. 20 or 30 feet in like open air. But you can see this platform connects up here, and there's another of those daisy chained lights that leads up into this area.
Okay.
And you can get right up to here where there is a passage. I think that'll be about where you run out of rope. Because I think you guys have 150 feet.
Just from what Willow had, that's not including rope that other people had.
Let me measure. 135. Actually, no, you can keep going. That's 135. I assume that you guys only used 150 feet. But if you guys want to say you used all the length of rope that you had just to see how far it goes, I'm totally fine with that.
We can always tie more
Yeah.
up at the top here.
Paige also has her own rope too that she probably would have wanted to use.
Okay. I'll say that you guys can have
250 at least.
I'll say that you guys can have up to 250 length of rope. For the people back on the opposite end, how are y'all feeling about this? It's been silent. The rope's just been going and going and going and going.
Willow's good. As long as she's not hearing screams or anything like that, she's still fucking around with the bag.
Yeah, I think Maddie would have asked, like, hey, please be quiet. I'm trying to listen, kind of thing.
Just listening. Okay.
Has Maddie heard anything? Anything concerning?
You could hear Paige like bang around, and then you couldn't hear a splash of water, but you could hear like the of something at the end of the pipe, like something fell out of the pipe. So you would assume that Paige probably reached the end of the pipe and kept going.
Okay.
No screams. Just cursing.
I think Maddie would have kind of called down, like, hey, you okay?
Can Paige hear Maddie?
Assuming before you got all the way out to where you were, you would be like at the puddle area. I think that you would be able to hear Maddie. It'd be very faint, but you could hear like the echoey, like, okay.
You just gonna call out, just like a,
yes, there's a cavern down here.
You shout back. It's muffled. Maddie, roll me a perception check. This is a hearing perception check.
Which I think I have it bonus on.
I believe you have some kind of bonus on it.
It isn't listed on the perception, like I have scent on here. But I thought hearing was also part of it from the werewolf stuff.
Thought so too, but you can just roll it and I will take that into consideration.
Roll.
You
no, I'll use a hero point.
Okay, fair enough.
There we go.
That's good. Yeah, you could hear that she said there's a cavern. It's a little faint, but you can still hear her. Doesn't sound panicked.
Okay. She'll call out, be careful. Or be careful.
You're an echoing, just like an
okay.
And you continue up this trek here. Where are you going next? Up this cavern?
Go flip a coin. 1, 2, cavern, 3, 4, door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna go to the door. Now there's like a 10-foot thing, right?
Yeah, so this, from the
Mhm.
edge of the water, these are 10 feet high.
Okay, so question for you.
Uh-huh.
Can Paige cast silk ropes to climb up to the platform?
What does silk ropes do?
Make silk ropes.
Yeah.
A handful of... Oh, this is the one that's inside ropes.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
50
inside rope, sorry. Reflavored as her handkerchief. Magician stuff.
Help you climb. They attach to a wall. Yeah, I would say that they could attach to the upper ledge here so that you can pull yourself up on them.
Sweet.
Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You will get a little bit wet because the length of the rope will be greater than 10 feet. The hypotenuse is greater than the height.
It says
So
you can
you-
use it as 50 feet of rope, though.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it can reach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it can reach. You're just it reaches to the edge of the platform here.
Ah, I see. Yes. I
Yeah,
understand.
because you'll be climbing vertically, you'll swing
The
downward.
hypotenuse.
Yeah, you'll get a little wet.
Yeah, a squared plus b squared. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you can use it to climb.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me your climb check.
That's over here. Movement.
It is just an athletics check, really. You can use your normal dice if you'd like.
It's too late.
Gotcha. This is good. Your climb checks are cracked. So you
Flat rolls, too.
how do you use your silk ropes to attach to the ledge here and climb up them?
I imagine that she sees this, she does the math. Well, not really doing the math. I don't think she knows math that well. But it's kind of akin to, like, as a kid when you try to check that you're Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like flings her wrist out, and the handkerchief chain pops out and just wraps around a stone on the platform.
Perfect. There's just the faintest noise of as the silky rope shoots out and lassos itself around the concrete ledge there. And as you start to climb yourself up, you dip into the water just a teeny little bit. And as you do, you feel like a tingling sensation on your backside. This water is cold, and it feels a little bit like it's not like it's wavy. There's no wind to blow it to make it lap at the edges of the water here. But when you disturb it, it feels like kind of soupy. It has a weird texture to it. And then you feel a little pinch, and another pinch, and then several more pinches. And you scramble up the rope. Because it's not too tall, I'll let you scramble all the way up the rope, but you will take some damage as you scramble up the rope and clamber onto the ledge and get up and dust yourself off. The pinching and biting you feel at your backside as you slap around your waist and legs, you dust off leeches.
I was hoping you weren't going to say that.
Gross.
Dozens of them. You will take... Nope. You will take 7 points of piercing damage as the leeches chomped at your butt.
I imagine Paige has to just use all of her willpower to not scream.
Just biting your own tongue, just like, I want to keep exploring, but I don't want them to freak out and start to yank the rope.
But oh my god, this is fucking awful!
Silent screams.
Mm-hmm. She is just, okay, understood. Don't go in the fucking water. Don't touch the water. We're just gonna move past that. We're moving past it. We're moving past it.
This is what we're doing. What we're doing right now, we're moving past it.
This door better have fucking something.
You sclamber up to the edge here and go to this door. And this door is, it looks like a steel door. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen an old submarine style door. It has like the circular handle on it. This is like a vault door.
Oh boy.
But it's not locked. It's actually cracked just a little bit.
Okay. She has one hand ready to tug the fucking rope. Open door?
Yeah. And you can see beyond it a smooth concrete hall with no features leading to another door. A door that is remarkably similar to the one you just opened. Almost like you're like getting a weird sense of deja vu. This one is also unlocked. Though it is completely closed, you spin the handle and pull it open, and inside you see more smooth concrete halls. Why don't you step inside?
One hand on the fucking
rope.
Yep.
You step inside. On to the left, you see some stairs going up. And to the right, you see some stairs going down.
Up.
Go up.
Going up. Going up. Going up. There's
Pause
so
one
many
second.
fucking.
I have to make a quick change here.
Okay. The price for exploration.
Okay, you may continue. But as you're going, you just keep going. There's another stair going up here. These smooth concrete halls bear no markings of any sort of stonework. There's no seams or cracks or like conjoining parts. It is just one long piece of stone. Smooth, unfeatured rock. And this stairwell just keeps going up. And as you round the corner here, you see these stairs go up. And once you get to the top of them, these stairs go down.
Wait.
You're
Wait
now
a second.
descending.
Wait. Oh, you fucker. Walk over.
You keep walking and walking and walking. The stairway's going down. The rope is trailing behind you. Now, you loop all the way around here, taking another turn. This lap around, there is no door here. It is just more smooth, featureless halls.
Fuck. Okay.
Stairs that continue to go down.
Okay. Okay, so for her, it's just the rope going behind her, right?
Yeah, the rope is trailing this way behind you.
Okay, well, she's turned right 4 times.
Yes.
She's gonna stop. It's like, wait a second. This isn't good. This isn't right. This doesn't make sense. 4 right turns equals a square. She went up and then she went down.
You went up, up,
Mm-hmm.
up,
Up.
down,
Down.
down, down.
Down. She's gonna turn back.
when you turn around, the stairs that you had just come from are leading down. The rope is still on them.
She's gonna take the rope and she's just start gathering it.
You start following the rope back. As you turn this way, the stairs are going downward.
Mm-hmm.
These stairs also go down. And these also go down. All of the stairs you are running into continue to spin downwards, though you're collecting the rope as you go.
Mm-hmm. She's very uneasy.
And as you round the corner here,
Mm-hmm.
the rope continues around the next bend.
Okay, well that was 4 left turns. It's gonna tug on the rope.
You tug on the
No.
rope.
That's it.
Frantic tugging, get us out tugging.
Yes, get me out tugging.
Pull.
You start to
Everybody
yank.
pull.
Everybody pull! You yank on the rope, and as you yank, the rope starts to like shake in your hands. Those of you on the other end of the rope, you get the tug. It's a bit delayed because it's coming through like a long cord, but you get it. So you're all pulling. Paige, you get the sense you have a very, very discomforting displacement. Like the pit of your stomach like moves, and you like blink and turn your eyes, and as you like blink and readjust yourself, you can see that the stairs that you had come down on are right beside you, and you're back to where you should be.
Does she see the door?
You do see the door. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to fix this stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're still being pulled even if you see the door.
Yes,
Fuck that.
you do.
Fuck that.
The door
Fuck
opens
all
up
of that.
and you are getting yanked. Ooh. You're pulled all the way across this like skittering expanse.
Mm-hmm.
You are yanked bodily off the edge, which you will take some falling damage. So roll me a dex or a not dex, reflex save,
Reflex save.
because you're getting yoinked off a 10-foot drop.
22.
22. That's good. You will take half damage
Mm-hmm.
as you are yoinkered. You will take 4 bludgeoning as you're pulled off the ledge and you just crash onto the ground, just like fuck, ouch. And you're pulled out of the water so quick that the leeches don't have a chance to chomp on you.
Yomp.
You are pulled, yomp on you. Shut up. And you're pulled all the way over here,
Mm-hmm.
back into the pipe. Just everyone frantically pull. And you should be able to move back up the pipe if you just move to the left.
Yep. Okay. Paige is back.
And you pop right back up and out. Paige is beat up a little bit, bruised, a little wet, a lot dusty.
A lot dusty, a little blood.
As you pulled Paige up through the pipe, there's the you don't take any damage, but it does hurt. It does like make you sore.
You okay? What'd you find down there?
Okay, so, I am never doing that again. First of all,
Stand up. Fucking me the fuck away from the fucking tunnel. Just gonna pull out a
Something attack
fucking.
you?
handkerchief and just start slowly cleaning up all the dust and blood off of her. And a little. It was more of okay, so there was a cavern, and it had a puddle that went to a big lake thing, and in the lake had a bunch of leeches that ate a lot. There was a door that I got to and went through, and there was just a bunch of stairs. Is it you go downstairs, you make a right turn, and then you make another right turn, you make 4, and then it it never seems to end, if it makes sense. It's the stairs, they went up, and then they went down, and going back around where I thought I was, the door wasn't there. So maybe I just got a bit lost, but maybe the stairs were different every time and not the same ones. So I pulled on the rope to get you guys to pull me out, and it felt it felt like the things were moving but not. And then I saw the door, and I left. I was out of it, and now I'm back here with all of you.
I want to make references to things, but they didn't happen until like the 1930s and 1940s. God damn it.
So I don't know what the fuck happened.
Pierre's gobsmacked. There were leeches and what? There was what? There was so much.
Warning for everyone. Try not to get separated. I think this place will make you very lost if you are not careful. No.
Willow, you see her trying to science it out in her brain, like physically construct whatever a page is talking about in her mind, and she's like kind of like arms crossed, head tilted, brow furrowed. So you went upstairs, and when you turned around, the stairs were not the same. Was it like you're saying that this place moves?
She shrugs, kind of holds herself with her arms. It was very disorienting. I don't think I would have gotten out if the rope wasn't there. So, thank you for having the rope.
That's all. The one I would. It was the only way to these staircases, seemingly this tunnel, and she gestures towards the charcoal pipe.
Paige is going to pick up a stick or a rock or something. And there's a bunch of dust around, right?
Yeah, for sure.
She's gonna start drawing out just like a vague, like, okay, tunnel, big cavern, puddle, lake thing, platform, passage, question mark, didn't go down that. And then just from her perspective of like, okay, so now you understand that area before the stairs. I am going to map out to you what it was like for me to go down the stairs, to follow the stairs. So she's like, okay, I made a left, right, and then made a right, and a right, and a right, and a right. But it wasn't the same hallway. It was a different one. And when I turned around, the stairs were going a different direction. So I went back down the other way, which, again, I wasn't there yet. The entire time, Rope was behind me.
Congratulations, you just made the first Penrose staircase.
Congrats.
And
We love innovation.
Willow.
Mm-hmm.
See, Willow, again, still, like, calculating and trying to place. Well, theoretically, one of the downward staircases we've already passed on the level above might get us there.
Hylas just scratches his chin. Makes sense. You just go up and then over and then down later.
And ideally without running into leeches.
If we have to go back down, maybe we could go that way.
Willow nods. Well, and she will imagine. I imagine Paige left her hat, right? When she crawled in the first time.
Probably.
Pick up the hat, dust it off, hand it over.
Hmm.
Well,
Take the hat.
I believe that is a goal for us to find.
Ooh.
Lorelai puts her hand on her hip and just goes, how do we go about finding it?
Exploration, dear sister. Isn't that what you're good at?
She gives you like the most cocky, self-assured smirk. Speaking of exploration, she twirls her little finger and then points out the two doors. She just goes, I believe we've got some rooms unaccounted for.
Which ones?
The two closed doors.
Willow did look in this one the other night.
Then you would know that there is something in here that you might not have seen perfectly clearly, but there is a loose wall.
Willow will kind of walk over to this one. It's like, I saw into this one the other night. Has some writing in it that's eerily ominous, I suppose. Didn't want to go poking around without everybody in fighting shape, though. Open it.
You open. Mm-hmm. Pierre's going to stick next to Paige as well.
Mm-hmm. She's putting up a, like, okay, we're gonna continue exploring. She's still pretty shaken up, but she'll take the blanket from Aang. Very quiet things. She's just going to, glue herself to Pierre's side. She'll take the blanket. It's like, okay, they can explore. I'm just gonna sit here and exist.
Hylas will step around and make his way over here. Abigail just watching silently, like this whole experience doesn't make sense to her. So again, she is just kind of left to silently ruminate on what the fuck this means at all. In this side room, I imagine this is where the remains and some of the refuse that was left after the fight, like bloody napkins and towels that were used to clean people, were discarded in this room, along with the horrible, wretched remains of Dee Dee were thrown. Lorelai steps in here and is like, ugh, what is this? And she climbs on top of the table here and puts a hand on like either side of the wall, examining the wall, and the wall just she's like yelps and falls full face first into the wall.
We'll run in after her, and then as soon as she like ascertains that she is in one piece, we'll laugh.
She just covered in dirt and rubble. Lorelai looks up and just goes, "Oh, very funny." Throws a rock at you, very, very limply.
You enjoy when I blow up my lab. I can enjoy when you fall face first into the dirt.
She scrambles back through the little hole she discovered and dusts herself off. Well, I suppose we have this now. You want to go spelunking?
We'll look over her shoulder, see that Paige seems very much not enthused, I imagine. Yeah, Spelunka seems to be tapping out today. We'll look to the others.
What's the verdict, crew?
How are you guys feeling?
Going through the hole in
Iris,
the wall?
Do you want to spelunk?
Sounds fun.
Hole in the wall?
But I think Maddie is trying to reassure Paige. It's like,
Aw.
hey, we're all together now. It's fine. You're not alone. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Aw. I imagine she's like nodding of like, yes, of course, I know. But it's clear that she's shaking a little bit still. So the reassurance does help a lot. She's trying to seem braver than she is.
It's like, sorry, I suggested you down there.
What? No, Maddie, it is okay. I could have said no.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I shouldn't have let my curiosity get the better of me there.
And I shouldn't have let my what is it called? Ego gets to me. I thought that I could, handle whatever was on the other side, and it is not fun being reminded how weak you are.
Oh. Pierre looks sad at that and will he doesn't say anything, but he will rub your shoulder.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think anyone here is weak. The fact that you're even here means you're pretty brave, to be honest. Not a lot of people leave the city.
Like Paige, she's probably sitting on a box or something, just looks at Maddie. Like, kind of like eyebrow. It's like almost like a scuff of like,
What are you talking about? It is pretty clear that I am the weakest person here, no?
Nah, I don't agree.
Just
Pierre
look.
will also like pat you on the shoulder and be like, "That is not true. Plain and simple."
She's like what? Gestures to both of them, the entirety of them.
It's like, guys are so strong and skilled and Amadi, I have seen what you do with the emeralds that you have. What? I'm
And I've seen what you can do. Well, some. I don't know what else you can do.
It is not much. It is just
A lot. It's enough for a better part of society to be afraid of you.
Is it fear or is it just hatred?
It can be both.
A lot of times hatred is comes from fear. Because you don't know how to handle what you don't know, what you don't understand.
I think that there is a bit of a difference, no? If you look at me and you say, look at...
She glances to the left towards the door where Willow and Lorelei went through. Hand gesture vaguely.
Someone like Willow, it is clear that there's a difference. And I just don't like being reminded of it. So... It is okay. I don't get over it.
Mm. Well, you protected your brother. And you didn't run.
She kind of perks up slightly at that. Of like, yeah, I didn't run. But
I don't think that would qualify for protection.
Question for both the DM and Amy.
Mhm.
The muzzle spell that she used, was that visible? Or was there any way to know that had happened?
That I think would be more up to Amy with the implicit world knowledge that like most weird magic is hard to see.
Mm-hmm. You know, fishing line? You know how it's like
Mhm.
transparent?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of imagine it looked like. Because it was high intensity. I don't think Paige put a lot of effort into hiding it too much. So it probably looked like the, I don't know, indent in the skin of like squeezing together.
Ooh.
Could
Okay.
I...
Listen, she fucking almost killed her brother.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Maddie was literally
Yeah.
nose to nose with Dee Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Could I say that Maddie noticed it? Would you be okay
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah. It was a too high intensity moment. She would have been really sloppy. And Maddie was face to
Okay.
face.
I don't think I didn't notice what you did. First, when we were fighting Dee Dee. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been able to break her jaw.
Yeah.
And,
Scrunch up the nose at that, because that was gross.
and Aang wouldn't have been able to deal with her. She kind of scratched it like she was going to say something else, and you could very much see that, But realizing who she's talking to, she kind of scratches the back of her neck a bit, like, and that just says, "Deal with her."
Yeah.
That's very good.
Faye just shrugs.
It is one thing to just, make someone less useful and to make someone more useful, but it doesn't make me all that powerful. At least not on the same level of you are. And that is okay. It is okay, and I am fine with it.
Look, if you want to see it that way, I'm not going to stop you. But you can't go around comparing yourself to everyone else. You can't judge your value based on everyone else's value. You'll
And
just end up sad.
but how else do you go about it? How else do you know whether or not you've improved, no? It is how you survive.
You think I was always able to lift this hammer.
Knowing you, probably.
She just shakes her head. Took a lot of time to get used to it. Sure, I could maybe lift it if I put enough effort, but I didn't always have that ability. I had to train and to get stronger to be able to use it and make use of it. I don't need to see someone else holding my weapon to know that I've improved. But that's just me. She just kind of shrugs.
I appreciate all of the kind words, Masicon, but I can't afford to not constantly compare what I'm doing. I need to get better at everything. I need to be the best bartender in the sector of the city, or else the tavern's not going to be good. I need to be the best magician ever, or else they're not going to come to the shows. I need to get better at what magic I do have, so that I can ensure that we survive this trip. So I need to compare myself, no? I can't just be okay with what I am now. It's just not an option.
I never said you had to be okay with what you are currently. But you don't need to compare yourself to others to accomplish self-improvement. And besides, you act like all those things are all only on you. You've got your brother with you. You've got us to help
Smiles.
you on this. Like, don't you have a family that helps with the tavern, that runs the tavern? Or is it just shut down right now without you there?
She nods. Yes, the family's there.
Maybe you're right.
You can't just rely on yourself. Especially when there are others there that want to help you. Nods over to Pierre.
And he just kind of looks down at her lap, kind of twisting her thumb back and forth.
Yeah, I see the point you are making. It's okay, I can try not to keep the scoreboard.
You can try what? I didn't hear that.
Not to
Or I
keep the
didn't understand it.
scoreboard.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So I can try.
Well, there you
Hylas,
go.
Hylas looks over to you, Matt, again, and tips his hat. Just goes, mighty fine said. Mighty fine words.
Well,
Maddie just shrugs and looks a little sheepish, like, I've had a lot of time to learn it.
Lorelei, ever the impatient sibling, pokes her head out from this and just goes, so is that a no on spelunking? I'd like to go digging around in this cave.
I don't mind staying here with you if you two don't want to go. But I will be honest, I'd rather keep the group together. I don't want to leave anyone unprotected.
You could come with us. He smiles.
Maddie is looking at Paige. And that was more said towards Paige.
and she's gonna grab the blankets around her shoulder, tug a little tighter.
Probably not the best for just one person to go. I mean, I am okay if this is with the group. Should probably still have the rope tied somewhere, so just in case.
She's saying tie the rope like somewhere here.
Mm-hmm. Just in case.
Hylas will tie it around his waist.
Is there something in the room that's like affixed to the wall?
In this
Something.
room specifically to give us the most.
Hefty.
Yeah.
The stove.
There is a stove. There is a metal stove.
Big cast iron stove.
It's not like permanently affixed to the wall, but it is very, very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie is definitely going to tie it to like the leg. Probably like one or two of the legs kind of thing, and make sure it's really tight. And if there's anything else heavy to put on top of the stove, give it more, stay power, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This might be a bad idea. Maddie will stick her hammer on top of the stove.
Don't leave your hammer.
It's fine.
Can Willow concoct lead?
There would be things if she had anybody but Odd, but she has Odd right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd try. That seems like a Willow thing.
It is a summer thing, and to a lesser extent a winter thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she has Odd, which means she has telekinesis.
Yeah. I'll say that before Maddie does or doesn't put the hammer down, or does and then Willow yells at her, there is just like a soft squeeze of hand from Paige as thank you.
Less Willow yelling at her for the hammer, more of the fact that I imagine both the sisters have already climbed into the hole and are like looking around, and you just hear Willow from inside, not far away, but just inside. Are we going or not? Yeah, one day. Much to explore. Come on.
Maddie will give a wink to Paige in response before rushing over and tying the thing and setting her hammer on top of the stove.
You set the hammer down and like the whole stove bows underneath the weight of it. Stove is already plenty heavy, but now it's quadruply heavy.
Perfect.
Okay.
Lorelai vanishes into the entrance right behind Willow.
Maddie will help anyone who needs help getting through the hole. Through?
Who next?
I imagine Abigail and Aang. Because I feel like
Abigail
Aang
will go
is
next.
babysitting Abigail.
Yeah. Aang, I imagine, doesn't need very much help getting down, but she will follow after.
Because I imagine Paige waits as long as humanly possible to go through.
Yeah.
Silas will go next.
Yeah.
He'll go whether before you if you don't want to go.
It's okay, he can go first.
As you're going, Willow, there is a cavernous area that opens up here. It's cramped. There are, as you can see, bones scattered all over the ground. This tunnel looks carved, like dug, carved into the rock in some dirt.
And do the bones look damaged and scattered like it was a meal, or do they look like just like somebody died and rotted away?
This is damaged and scattered, like meal. This has the energy of scraps and scavenged pieces drawn in here to eat.
Can I roll survival for additional details?
You can. I'm fine with this. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
That's some detail.
That's some detail. 16's good. So the 16, just casually looking it over, you're an expert in survival. So the traces here, these definitely have the traces of creature predating on food. It wouldn't surprise you if there were more ghouls who transformed and ate other members of whomever was left. Maybe even other ghouls. These are humanoid bones. And ghouls are not... There's no reason they wouldn't eat another ghoul if they were driven to such a thing.
And we'll study these and lean over toward Willow. Ghouls, I suspect, driven to the ends of hunger's madness.
So, keep your heads on a swivel for things to want to bite you. Understood? Oh, kind of palm the flame sprayer in her free hand.
Not to worry, Willow. I shall not bite thee.
I do thank you for that. But feel free to bite them.
There's a small smile from Hank.
Ooh, I see a thing. We'll try to be careful in in how she is stepping to not make. She is not a trained survivalist, so she will probably make noise, but to make as little noise as possible.
Pierre is going to reach into his pouch here, because he has, I believe, a lantern. There we go.
Hey.
He'll pull out a
Color.
lantern and pick it up. It immediately lights up all the bones and dust that's scattered around on the floor. You can see claw marks on the walls from where this was dug. And there are bits of bone that are chipped and damaged. Up ahead, Willow, you see a breach. Some stone-worked wall, like stacked bricks laid on top of one another and carefully nested together, but you're on the opposite side of it, like staring from the outside in.
Does any of it look unsteady or chipped away or like it's going to
No.
fall in?
It looks there's obviously a hole, but what looks to be fragile from it has already been chipped away and carved out to make this little exit.
Wait, so is it a solid wall or is it like a hole?
It's an opening.
Oh, okay.
It's an opening. If you get really close to it, I think it'll show you the other side, but you have to be pressed up against it. Or maybe not.
I see nothing.
You should be able to traverse through it though.
Ah.
You squeeze through the little ledge there, and inside you're in a new building, a new structure with daisy-chained lights overhead. Lorelai immediately rushes up and just goes, "Sister, what did you find?"
A hallway.
She scooches up to the exit and like pokes her head through. "Hallway to where?"
Willow just shrugs and will take an extra step out. Oh. Oh. Okay. That's
You take a step
glowing.
out. Yes, you see on one end of the hallway a giant piece of ore glowing and shifting light around the room. And on the opposite end, you see a stairwell that goes down into the dark. The red light here, that is non-diegetic light, I will call it.
Got you. I was like, that's concerning.
Is that a stairway to hell? Like,
Don't worry. That light is not visible to your characters. That is just a signifier to me, the player, or me, the DM.
okay.
Is it like the same ore that was in the other room?
From a distance, just looking casually in that direction, it looks a lot like it. Just a much, much larger piece.
Do you still have that machine, Lorelai?
I do. I shoved it in the bag. She
Without the
squeezes through.
Machine.
You scramble and pop it out. And immediately the machine, when you flick it to life, you get the trademark. is just lightly ticking. Not as much as it was when you were in the room where it was visibly much, much more intensely glowing. Isla scooches up behind you, Madigan, and just goes, am I going to fit through that hole?
I can make it a bit bigger if you want.
He ponders this, but does not voice his concern. He's going to wait to see if he can squeeze through.
Maybe you'll let him go first. See if he can get through.
It takes him a second, like a dog squeezing through a doggy door. There's like a little bit of a hitch, and then he and pops through. Kind of stumbles out. Ooh, okay. He'll rest himself over here. Here, looking around at the bones and towards not Maddie, towards Paige, just goes, I do not like this. You should go. And he nods his head towards the exit there.
Is he talking about following the group?
Yeah.
Okay. Paige will turn to Aang.
Did you want to go with some or?
Worry not for me. I thought perhaps I might investigate what lays ahead.
But shouldn't we all stick together?
Twill only be a quick jaunt.
Bitch, do you forget how fast I move?
I feel like that's a thought Paige also has. Like,
Okay, so I will wait for you here, no? Just in case something happened.
Aang considers for a second, and then there's a warm smile. Then, yes, we shall do it that way.
It's okay.
And Aang will nod, and she'll kick herself up, attach herself to the ceiling. I can do this now, so I'm going to all the time.
she just looks up.
Okay. I will just stay on the ground.
Aang nods. I am harder to see here. Safer. And she taps a finger against her temple.
Pierre looks at you like suspended from the ceiling, and he says in French, I can't believe I... And then he disregards that thought, just completely throws that in the garbage.
Paige just looks just in French, just like, yeah, you did. Little finger wave at Aang up on the fucking ceiling.
Finger wave. And then Aang will initiate Sneakum's scouting.
Okay.
Could we have passed a message along with Abigail of like, hey, Aang's looking into something, we'll be with you in a minute?
Sure. Abigail
Cool.
will pop out. And out here, Willow, what was your prognosis?
I was looking, are there statues here?
There are statues. They're different statues. Some of these little alcoves are empty, but some of them have statues in them. Statues that look weird. They're people, but they're somewhat religiously coded, like people in robes holding their hands, like proffering something, or arms crossed in some type of, again, like, I don't want to say culty, but it's very culty attire. The dress here is unusual for these statues.
detect magic.
The statues, none of these statues here are magic, but there is magic on them. Almost like a handprint or a footprint or like a slice or scraping of magic. Like something magical was near it.
Willow just kind of squints at one of them and sees that and frowns. Best not to touch any of the statues.
Lorelai was halfway to touching one and then pulls her hand back. And then you get a little
Maddie.
you get a little notice from Abigail that says, I think Aang wanted to check something out. So she's going to scouteth ahead.
Willow
She had her own little flair to it.
blinks and then kind of smirks at that and nods. Well, I see some of the curiosity is rubbing off on her. I'll take that
I
as a win.
think this place has an effect on people. Now, Aang, you are sneaking ahead. Where are you going?
North.
North.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and do your little trek north and roll me your stealth check.
Do I get a bonus for being on the fucking ceiling?
No, not this time.
Okay, that's valid.
They're on the ceiling with you, that's why.
Ooh,
But that's a 10 total still.
that's a 10. So as you are clambering around on the ceiling, the thing about clambering around on the ceiling is that there's a lot of rocks that are vaguely loose that would otherwise not be jostled had you not been scrambling along the ceiling. So as you are climbing along the ceiling, there are some rocks that get jostled loose, and it makes around you. I'll say if you want to continue on the ceiling, you can, but if you drop to the ground, you can re-roll your stealth.
I will drop.
You deftly drop to the ground. Now you can continue. You don't have to roll stealth yet.
Oh,
But I will
sorry,
accept-
my bad.
I will accept a 15.
Mhm.
Continue.
Oh, hello, friends.
So as you round the corner
Companions?
here, you can see that the cave leads to another wall that is crumbled and a lot like the other one you saw where everyone passed through. There is a wall here that you're looking at from the outside, and on this wall there is a carved out chunk of it that has led to a hole, and inside you can see what looks to be a dark room with not any sort of actual natural lighting and or electrical lighting of any kind. And inside there is a figure hunched over, mushrooms and fungi sprouting and like crawling along the back and shoulders of this creature, like cultivated. And it is hunched with missing chunks of skin and missing fingers and missing teeth and missing parts of cartilage features, like parts of its ear and nose and eyes. It is a wretched looking thing. And as you round the corner, it doesn't see you, not with a 15. But it's sitting there. You're not sure if it's asleep, but it hasn't noticed you yet.
I want to get an idea how many are in this room. I see 2 presently. I am going to risk taking another step forward.
You may. You take a step forward. Roll me another stealth check.
All right. Come on, expert trained.
Mm-hmm.
What is my
Oh.
rolls tonight?
It's late. I will point out it's late enough. You can use your hero point.
I can
You
use
can.
my hero point, which is probably not a bad idea. I love seeing Paige measure out a spell as this is going on.
Listen,
A
I need to
13.
know.
A 13's not great.
13 is not great.
I will use a hero point. My base hero point. I will reroll.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Are
my
you
Oh
god.
my
Oh.
god.
No.
Bruh.
Oh! I'm
I'm
so
so
sorry,
sorry.
guys. I'm so sorry.
You
I'm so sorry.
Next time, Paige is like, let's stay with the group. Aang better not tell her shit.
Forgive me for thinking my 18, my +8 in stealth would be enough to save me. It's
dice-
just one of the things I should be good at.
The dice have spoken, and they have said you are not no sneaking allowed.
See, it's because Aang
It's
is
a
meant for the
bone.
woods, and you are surrounded by stone.
Yeah.
So Aang, you creep up. What does a nat 1 for Aang look like as she's creeping up to the wall here? You tell me.
Okay. So she's creeping up to the wall here. There have been rocks jostled and whatnot. And there's like a step in front of her here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe. What's in this wall? Is this just like a doorway?
It is a wall that has been beaten and bashed through.
Okay. I think she leans forward to try and get a better look, but she doesn't account for where the scythe is as she does this, and that ends up acting as a bit of a pry and knocks some of the heavier rocks loose. And she jostles a little bit backward as if startled herself.
Mm-hmm. As the rock falls, you see it in slow motion, and you realize, like, oh shit, the rock hits, and immediately eyes turn towards you. Some of them broken and dimly lit, but you can see that they're glowing blue in the dark. And you hear the as multiple voices of ghoulish creatures turn at the sudden noise that is way too close for them. And we going to roll initiative because it's popping off. It's popping off, fam.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's fine.
Oh, now you roll a fucking 16.
Fast reflexes, at least.
Aang has very fast reflexes.
The oh shit reflex is real.
Ooh, okay. So I will say it's 10:43. We can save the combat for next time.
Yeah.
If you guys are down.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is going to be a rough one because of the positioning here.
Mm-hmm.
Positioning is unfortunate.
Aang, it's against every instinct you have, but run backwards. Run back to the party.
Aang, I will give you a free peek if you want to move one to the left.
Oh no.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Take a step
I
back.
was correct to try to get a read on the number of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a step back. Like, go backwards. Fucking tunnel it down. There only be one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't provoke when I do that. That's nice.
So yeah, we're gonna get Maddie back over here. We're gonna plant her right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Maddie, you get to be
Mhm.
the wall.
That is. I mean, I suspect at least a couple of them are going to go before Egg, though, and man, I have fears. We'll
Gotta
see
get
how it
yoinked.
goes. My fucking god, the hero point reroll into a 1.
Into a
I'm
fucking
so
one.
sorry.
Joe, can I have a mercy hero point next session?
You listen. You can have your normal starting hero point, but that's all I'm going to do. I can't help you with the pity point. If I start giving out pity points, it's going to be a nonstop deluge of pity points.
He's not wrong.
I can't do that.
That's true, but you gotta understand, Joe. The more points we have, the more points we'll use.
This is also true.
I know.
And I
this is
did
true.
take a risk.
I will consider it. Between now and next session, I'll consider.
The upside
But-
to this is that there's a whole bunch of enemies, which means we should get a good chunk of XP towards the next level.
Yes, this is a hefty chunk of enemies. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nice thing about always having incredibly high stakes encounters is that you guys will rack up experience quickly.